Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. Today's video is on 8 money numbers that you need to know. There are certain numbers that you just have to know in order to adult better and grow your finances. So if you don't know these numbers, then make sure that you take out a notebook and jot them down so that you can continue to grow on your financial journey. Number 1, your monthly income after taxes. This means that you need to know the actual amount of money that you are putting into your pocket every single month instead of just your gross overall amount. For those of you that are salaried, all you have to do is look at your paycheck after taxes. But for all of my entrepreneurs or freelancers out there, this may be a little bit more difficult. What you may need to do is look at all of the deposits that are coming into your bank account and add them up over the course of the month. Then you may want to do this exact same process for 2 or 3 months to make sure that you have a good average amount of what you would normally make. But knowing exactly how much you make every single month will help you make better financial decisions so that you don't overstretch yourself. Number 2, your monthly spending. Once you know how much money is coming in, the very next step you need to know is how much is going out. You also need to make sure that you are covering your necessities and aren't overspending on non-essentials. So this is your first step to that simple budget that you need in order to project your finances forward. Your third number is your total debt. This is the number that most people like to ignore, but it is crucial to know how much you owe and to who you owe it to. So it's best to create a list of all of your debt. You're going to write down who you owe, their address, their phone number, the amount of what you owe, the interest rate, the minimum balance due, and you may even want to project out how long it's going to take you to pay off this amount. Now, I know that this may sound depressing, but I promise you, it will open your eyes to how much debt you actually have, how long this could possibly take you, and it may even speed up your debt payoff process. Trust me, it's better to know than not to know. Number 4, your total savings. Just as it's extremely important to know your debt situation, it is equally as important to know how much savings you have. I would even include in here your retirement savings or any type of investments that you have as well. You want to know all of these numbers. The reason I'm encouraging you to start looking at this now is because most people will ignore these numbers. They will ignore their savings, their investments until they get older or until they believe they can make more money or have less debt. The issue is that you will be missing out on the most important concept here, which is time. You want to start saving and investing as soon as possible because time is on your side. In other words, a small amount saved over a longer period of time will benefit you more than a large amount saved over a short period of time. So with that being said, your savings and your investing amounts are critical personal finance numbers that you definitely need to know. Number 5, your average repair cost. So home repairs and car repairs can really throw off our budget, but it's very difficult to save for these things if you don't know how much money you need to put on the side. Knowing the average repair cost for the type of car that you have or for your home will definitely help aid you in the process of saving for these things. I recommend to Google your make and model of your car and look at the average maintenance cost. How much is it for an oil change, new tires, alternator? Look at all of those different costs. See if you can find the highest one and then save that amount. Now, even if you can't save the highest amount, maybe the average cost is $2,000. Even if you can't save $2,000, if you have $1,000, then it's better to have to come up with $1,000 than to have to come up with $2,000. Once you know that amount, you can set it aside as a short-term savings goal. Then every time you get paid, you put a little aside for your emergency fund and put a little aside for some unexpected repair that may come down the line. But knowing how much these average repairs can possibly cost you will save you so much in the future. Number 6, your interest rate. Building off knowing how much you have in savings and how much you have in debt is knowing your overall interest rate. For your debt category, it's very important to know how much you are paying in interest because then you can arrange what you're going to pay off first based on how much you're paying in interest. And while most people do focus on how much interest they are paying in their debt, you also need to pay attention to how much interest you are gaining on your saving. This will help you make good decisions on where you should store your money. Just because the money isn't invested doesn't mean you shouldn't look for the best rate of return. Number 7, your credit score. Now, I feel like most people are very concerned with their credit score, but since this is a list of 8 numbers that you should know, I couldn't leave it off. Your credit score is a representation of how responsible you are with credit, and it is used by lenders in order to assess the level of risk that they would take by extending new credit to you. And even if you are on a debt-free journey and you no longer use credit in order to make purchases, you still need to watch your credit score, because nowadays employers and even utility companies will look at your credit scores in order to make decisions about you. So you definitely want to stay on top of this number. And number 8, your net worth. Now, net worth is a number that most people aren't aware of, but it is an important number that really establishes your overall financial health. And this number becomes even more critical as you move towards retirement. Now, calculating net worth can be tricky, but to put it in the simplest terms, you are calculating everything that you own, all of your assets, less everything that you owe, all of your liabilities. For most people, this number is a negative number. The closer you get to retirement, though, you want to make sure that you are trending in the right direction and that you are leaning toward a positive number. The reason why is if you have more debt, if you have a lot of things that you owe, you could possibly have to sell everything that you own and still would not be able to cover your debt. So you want to stay on top of this number because a positive net worth reflects a more stable financial situation. And the higher your net worth, the more that you have in savings. So guys, those are the 8 money numbers that you should know. Do you have any additional ones? Make sure that you leave them in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.